Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we almost had this war won last episode, but then a bunch of Tzatzikian ships came out of nowhere and started liberating their territory. So we have to deal with that. We're currently at minus 59 reasons for acceptance, and all of those are actually demanding unoccupied systems. So that will be fine. Absolutely no problem. The second fleet is being reinforced over here in the Her Black Hole. And we're just waiting on that to finish up. Now, I've ordered a few fleet movements here, and that's fine. I do kind of want to come back down over this way. We don't have jump drive for a while yet, so these guys are kind of stuck here. And I knew that would be the case, so that's fine as well. The second fleet is up to 137, and we've basically finished construction on our fleets. So that's great. We're going to continue to head in over this way and head to Yalbask, which is the capital of the Yawn Company. And the third fleet requires orders. Their orders are to come over here and clean all of this area up. And then make their way up like that. That'll be fine. The second fleet is still reinforcing. These guys are on their way over here, which is also completely fine. We'll allow it for now. When can the first fleet jump again? That's going to be in about 90 days. Not too bad. Definitely taking longer for our reinforcements to get here than... Oh, that's a lot. Never mind. That's a lot of reinforcements pouring in. Okay. The second Federation fleet is over here and is attacking. The second fleet is very, very nearly reinforced. And once it is, we're going to jump drive it like over here. There's a promising officer. That's fine. The fifth fleet requires orders, and its orders are to go to Ariga. What's the third Federation fleet up to? They are actually ready to go. We're going to jump drive them over to here, and then they're going to push up to Velderam so that we get access to that gateway again. That's going to be a very, very big deal for us. Apparently we have a bunch of ships that have forgotten where they're going. This is my biggest pet peeve with Stellaris right now. Is using the fleet reinforced system creates this. And I think it's a big problem that they need to fix. That's the biggest thing that I think Stellaris needs right now. There's a few more things that I would like to see it have, for sure. Things along the lines of... I mean, they just added more robust diplomacy and intrigue, but maybe spicing up the trade a little bit would be nice, and just economic spruce-ups. But more than anything, it has to be that we need the fleet reinforced system to work properly. This is just, in my opinion, unacceptable. So we're going to jump drive over to Meneth, and we're going to head into Screeching Abyss, and then see about pushing them back into Ulasia, like that. The first fleet should be capable of jump driving out of here, and where do we want them to go? Just in here? I suppose we could do that. The first Federation fleet can grab a couple territories over here that haven't been grabbed yet. Clean that up. Second Federation fleet can head down over this way. Clean this region up. Okay. The second fleet is now fully reinforced. We're going to jump drive them over... I keep misclicking that. We're going to jump drive the second fleet over to Piscus. As the fifth fleet approaches the Gargantua black hole, they find that they're not alone. At the edge of the event horizon it soars, reflecting light from the stars being drawn into the dark, gaping hole. A gigantic construction in the shape of a perfect sphere. We cannot pick up any signals from it, nor does anything we send to make it respond. It simply sits at the edge of the abyss, waiting. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to jump drive over to Piscus, and from there, we're going to head directly to Ulasia. In we go. The first fleet is going to push down to Mindara. And there's all this mess. Like, this is what needs to get fixed, in my opinion. That fleet reinforced system needs to be overhauled. So we are moving in over here. I do want the 3rd Federation fleet to come chase down these Void Wings. Okay. And then this is the 4th fleet over here. The 4th fleet is going to push up over into Cormagus. There we go. So we need to take these systems back, of course. And that's no big deal. We'll just chase them all back. And in theory, that will get us our war goals. Yeah. It's down to just 3 more systems at this point that we need to grab. And so we shall. 3rd Federation fleet has finished its orders, and it is going to reclaim this and then head up over this direction. The 5th fleet requires orders, and it is going to head over this way, see if we can intercept the 93rd murder, although it looks like we're not going to. That's okay. The 4th fleet is going to push up to their capital, where you can see there's a pretty decent amount of units. And this is good. Hopefully we catch them.
Achieved.
That would be for the best. The 1st fleet is in Mindara and needs to be moved. We're going to move it over to Revak, but it can't jump drive for a while yet. So that's fine. Looks like we do catch these guys. That's great. But separately from the station. They're not fighting us here. Fascinating. Oh, we're going after the science ship? These guys up here. Okay. Well, I guess that's fine. Now we're going to go after the fleet over here. Perfect. 20 reasons away. And this fleet will get crushed. It'll do damage to us, but we don't mind. That's completely fine. Okay. So at this point, the 1st fleet requires orders. Can it jump drive yet? Not quite. The 3rd fleet is going to go to Ishnor. It's not particularly impactful, but we'll move to Nifra here. The 4th fleet will move to Rana. And that'll be fine. The 42nd fleet is going to move to Ithuk over here. Okay, sounds good. Only 7 reasons away at this point. And that is amazing. 6 reasons away. Let's get this done. Move into Calf. We can see that they have some pretty good holdings here. We may want to bring reinforcements in for that, but I think it's okay. The 5th fleet is going to head up to Scat and back to Despad. The 2nd fleet is going to push into Ethiopia as well. The 3rd fleet, kind of not really anywhere easy to get to over here. We're going to start the long journey back to Seoul. The 1st fleet, it needs to jump drive out of here, and that's exactly what we're going to do. And then from there, it can start the long journey back to Seoul as well. Because this war's over. They just don't know it yet. 6 more reasons, and we are currently fighting over here. You can see that we've done a lot of damage to them. They've done a lot of damage to us as well, but we do win this fight without reinforcement. Nice. That puts us at 4 reasons. Our station will hold here. You'll go up to Bagel. And then, yeah, we'll continue to attack at Ethiopia. Excellent. 3 reasons. An extended period of unrelenting border skirmishes with the Juvan wildlings has hardened our serving naval crews. Their abilities have been tempered in battle, and our forces have even adopted several complex Juvan combat maneuvers that will give them an edge in future conflicts. Okay, 10% fire rate for 10 years. A little odd that it has that expiration on it, but sure. 3 reasons away. The Second Federation fleet is also going to start the long journey back to Sol. Okay. We're going to grab these 3 systems over here back. There's still 20 reasons from demanding unoccupied systems. This one over here is one of them. I'm quite certain of that. We're going to head back over this way. Oh, now we're good. We are good. Let's end this war. Okay. All fleets, return to Sol. War is over. A lot of them are a long ways away from Sol. There's no doubt about that. But we're going to need to clean up all of this. We need society research, and we're going to enable free migration. Sure. Awkward timing on that. I was trying to determine what we'd get here. Let's just go for the cheapest, which is leader lifespan. That'll be fine. And, oh, here it is. This is the agreement to the peace deal. Now, it didn't actually change hands. The Tazikian Foundation was merely vassalized. So that's great. We have won this war. Fantastic. Okay, so war is over. We've got some economic issues that we need to deal with, for sure. Let's take a look at our colonies here. This research station requires a job and housing, and Habitat Central Control will solve both of those. This trade station, same thing. This Forge World requires housing and a job. Easy enough, an industrial district. This Ring World requires housing. We're just going to build a city segment for now. This Ring World requires a job. We'll build a city segment for now there as well. Okay. Sounds good. So we have some work to do. Now, we didn't gain any extra starbases, I don't think. The Dixa starbase, this was meant to be an anchorage. The Sargus was also, I believe, meant to be an anchorage. Okay, sounds good. Central processing requires another building, and that will be a command center, as well as a bunch of Farpoint class defense platforms. There we go. This bastion, same thing, requires a command center, as well as a bunch of Farpoint class defense platforms. 27 of them per bastion. So that's going to take some time. Excellent. The 5th fleet is currently at Vermilion, and really should be brought back to Sol. Thought I told all of them to come back to Sol, but apparently not. Okay. Any menacing fleets, I'm going to just straight up disband right now. Okay, so that's a menacing fleet. This is not. Federation fleets are not menacing. This is a menacing fleet here. We're going to disband this. Excellent. This one is not menacing. The 3rd fleet is, so we'll disband that.
Achieved.
Kinetic weapon damage, that's nice. And let's go for armor hit points will do. And how about energy weapon damage? I guess that'll be fine. Okay, so we need to go through all of these. These are, I believe none of these are menacing class. We'll find out. We're going to need to go through all of these one by one, and then figure out where they need to go. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select all of these that are in Sol right now and group them together into a new fleet. They'll probably... We know that we need 5 total fleets, right? So they'll probably form the basis of a new fleet. Okay, these guys as well. Something like that. What's our limit on our number of Titans? 4. Okay. We'll merge all those together for now. We lost a scientist on the ISS Lagrange, so we'll need a new one. You'll do. And where is the Lagrange, in fact? Up here in Alpha Refuge. Okay. So we will go ahead and continue assisting research at Alpha Complex. The ISS Armstrong also lost their leader at some point. That's fine. Where are you? Over Alpha Centauri Prime? There we go. The Orinoco is up here in Rasnum, and we can upgrade the Sentry Spire. But what I really want to do is come out over to Bivum, and I want to send the second fleet over to Bivum as well. It looks like we have some issues here. Yeah. So this is supposed to be 7, 10, 20, 48, I believe. Yes, that is indeed what it's supposed to be. So we need to remove a destroyer from this fleet. So let's remove a destroyer. There we go. And this destroyer will merge with the 67th for now. That's kind of our backup / storage fleet. And we'll bring this up to... let's see here. Which fleet was that? That was the second fleet. We'll bring that up like so. Okay. Is it just me or is there something else wrong here? Oh, we have 54 out of 48 Corvettes. So we definitely need to transfer out a number of Corvettes. Like that. These guys will merge with the 67th. And then the second... Yeah, we do have our Imperius-class battleships. This is the Second Federation. This fleet here. We need a battleship, and that's it. So we'll go ahead and queue that up. That'll come out of the Sol Station, apparently. I'd like to go wipe out the Juven Wildlings and grab this territory up here. So that's kind of our goal up here while we're waiting for our fleets to return to home. And we'll get all of that restructured, no problem. All of these can get grouped together. Excellent. The Third Federation fleet is actually fully capable, so we're going to move that one out here, and this will move back to Sol. We'll just swap those two. It won't take long. They have gateways. So the Third Federation fleet will be the fleet that will be responsible for wiping out the Juven Wildlings. Ah, our Ringworld section in Beta Refuge has been restored. So let's go ahead and start working on this one. And we're going to colonize. There we go. And we'll figure out what needs to be done with these fleets in a bit. Of course, our anchorages will need to be continued. But for now, this is fine. We picked up a signal. It originates from the titanic metallic sphere we encountered earlier. Previously impervious to contact attempts, it now sends out a rhythmic pulse of radio waves, pointed towards the... Ooh. That was almost bad. I almost spilled my tea on my computer there. I'm just going to move this over to the other side of my desk. There we go. Now, where was I? Previously impervious to contact attempts, it now sends out a rhythmic pulse of radio waves, pointed towards the black hole it orbits. What it's doing is beyond any of our staff, but this signal might have created an opening into the sphere for our scientists to exploit. So we can either do fascinating or we don't have time for this. We've got plenty of influence, So I'm really unconcerned about that. We are just going to say fascinating, and we can issue that special project. I'm distracted by the T now, I'm afraid. So there's a lot of debris available. I don't really know how much we care about it. We are going to need a science ship in orbit of Gargantua. Okay, that's going to be a while before we can really pull that one off. No real concern there. So the Third Federation fleet is going to head into Brune's Singularity. And we're going to wipe these guys out. I don't think we'll have a problem with this. They might do some damage to us. We're fine. Look at this. We're completely fine here. No problem. We're just completely wrecking these. Have we even lost a ship? No, we haven't even lost a corvette yet. Insanity. Well, let's finish off the last of these. Our spy master, watching over the Talakur League, reports the surprise successful acquisition of a new asset, a sympathetic contact who will be of service to our operations as and when we need them. All efforts have been taken to ensure that this new contact is genuine. Protocols have been established which seek to minimize the risk of potential double agents, for example. Okay, I don't think that's strictly speaking necessary, but that's fine. So there's Brune's Singularity, able to be grabbed. We'll build a starbase there. And then we'll move to Kandori, and then we'll head up and deal with this void cloud up here. We didn't even lose a ship. That's great. I'm very happy about that. 20 days until we arrive over here.
Of a new world
and
begun.
This is going to be just as easy, I think. Yeah. These guys are pretty gone. The once proud nomadic warrior culture of the Juven is no more. Forces from the Ethiopian Empire have destroyed the last of the massive space stations that housed the majority of their population. Refugees from their surviving civilian population have scattered across the galaxy. Although some Juven pirate and mercenary fleets may still be unaccounted for, the loss of their space dwellings is a devastating blow that they cannot recover from. This puts a definite end to their raiding. Excellent. And we didn't even lose a ship. That is kind of insane. How long before we arrive back at Sol for all these? 400 days, 300 days, 600, and these guys are at Sol. Okay, let's go ahead and get these guys reinforced up. This is the 5th fleet. There we go. We're going to be lacking in some alloys for our trade order. That's fine. We are going to need a science ship out here. So we're going to send the ISS Equinox out to survey Blorgsbane. We're going to need to survey here as well, and then head up over here, but we can't go there just yet until this energy cloud is dealt with.
Construction complete.
Excellent. We'll send this fleet on back to Sol to join with the rest of our fleets for now. And then we'll build a starbase at Kandori. And actually, I'm going to grab here first, then Blorgsbane, then we'll research that project, and then we'll survey this system. A large fleet of Juven mercenaries has translated out of hyperspace in the Gamma Refuge system. It looks like all of the surviving Juven mercenary outfits that were deployed elsewhere when we smashed their last space station have put their differences aside and joined forces. We're not certain how, but they managed to elude our sensor cover to reach Gamma Refuge. But they're transmitting a message on an open channel. On screen. Dwamox of the Ethiopian Empire, you bash our homes, now we bash yours. We know we may not survive, but we take as many Dwamox with us as possible. Death to all Dwamox! Hi! I mustered all of the feeling that I could for that one. Battle stations. 8,000. It's pretty adorable. Or even are they? Oh, they're way out there. Way outside of the system. Okay. Well, we'll just send these guys on up over there. They'll intercept them. No big deal. So these guys, they're going to become a new fleet, for sure. And this is not going to be the 67th fleet. This is going to be... We've got the 1st, 2nd, and 5th. This is going to be the 3rd fleet. Okay, and we're going to need a Titan and a battleship. We need 7 battleships, 10 cruisers, 20 destroyers, and... This isn't right. 7, 10, 20, 48. Uh-huh. 48. Okay, yeah, it was right. I was just dumb. That's not unusual, though. So we will save up our alloys for now. And we'll deal with these guys. We may lose this station, but that's no big deal. It'll get rebuilt. The 2nd fleet will arrive up there quite soon. How's our surveying going? Yeah, we're making progress. Not as much as I'd like to make, but progress nonetheless. No construction ships coming up here just yet. I think we're fine. We'll get all this territory. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we'll finish grabbing this and I was going to say reconstructing, but really more reorganizing our fleets. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.
Anomaly found.
Go ahead and research that.